Welcome back to Network Africa. Now, Egypt's parliament has approved restrictions on the police that will prevent them from providing information to the media. That's a move that critics see as an attempt to cover up high-level abuses and corruption. Amendments to the police authority law approved by Parliament will bar police officers from providing information or publishing any documents, reports or photos related to their work without written authorization from the Interior Ministry. Joining us now is the Voice of America's Edward Uranian. He is in Cairo. Edward, thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure, Cynthia.
Now, Edward, first it was the anti-terrorism law, and now this barring of the police from talking to the press. What led to this decision by the Egyptian parliament?
Well, clearly there's a sense in the country, not just among the lawmakers, but among many ordinary people, that they would like to see more law and order and less chaos. And I guess that's just one of the measures that's been sort of adding up to this, as you pointed out, this snowballing of somewhat repressive or repressive appearing measures. Oftentimes the Egyptian government, the Egyptian judicial system, their bark is stronger than their bite. Mm-hmm. But of course, it's not a pretty picture to see things like that. But at the same time, you see many times in the media in Western countries, police sources, government officials quoted as, saying that they're not supposed to be talking to the media, and yet here they are doing it. So a lot of other governments don't want their officials and police officials talking to the press either.
Well, Edward, what are the consequences in the event that an officer decided to talk to the press?
I really don't know, because the law hasn't been implemented yet. And I suspect that other laws that have been passed that seem to be repressive are not really applied with any draconian severity. Mm-hmm. So I'm not expecting that one to be either. But I think they want to scare people who are going to go out to the foreign media and say bad things about the country. And in a sense, I can understand where they're coming from.
Well, Edward, analysts are saying that this is another pass that is being given by the Egyptian government for the police to carry out even more abuses and cover it up. Do you agree?
Well, the police in Egypt has always had a history of being rather forceful. When they've not been forceful, we've seen chaos in the streets. So you hear the analysts, as you point out, complaining about that, the leeway given to the police, and you hear a lot of people on the streets complaining that the police are not being forceful enough because things are chaotic sometimes. So I think you're hearing both of those complaints, and it's difficult to say where things are going. But across the Middle East in general, the chaos prevailing in the neighboring countries has sort of given the government an impetus, or sort of the popular approval to a lot of measures that wouldn't have passed otherwise.
Well, finally, Edward, look at the Egyptian economy. We understand that the reserves have dropped to a 6-month low or 16-month low. What's the status of the IMF loan?
The press has been fairly mum about what's going on in the negotiations. I think that's usually the case when there are negotiations taking place, especially negotiations that are critical to the survival of the country in a way. I really don't know whether we're going to see this loan pan out. There was a story in the media today saying that Egypt has contacted Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates for a smaller loan. Undoubtedly, that's a sign that there is some friction and they're not advancing as they would have hoped. So it's possible that the conditions are too draconian for the Egyptian government to accept.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. But Edward, thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa.
My pleasure, Cynthia.
And we, as always, we appreciate our viewers. Even when we don't send out questions of the day, we always appreciate your feedback. As regards the news of UK allowing visa-free entry for those from Commonwealth countries, there were a lot of reactions on Twitter, but the top feedback, or two feedbacks coming from Adebayo Afiz. He says, jonesing of life, maybe in the next 500 years. For those who don't know what jonesing means, it's more like dreaming. And Ejele Johnson actually believes that this is real, and he says it's real, brother, nothing like jonesing. Ejele, I think it's best you listen to Adebayo, because we have confirmed that this is a hoax. So get your visa in the right way, and then you can be off to the United Kingdom. But here's our question of the day. We're asking, how do you think the Zambia elections will go? Feel free to send your feedback either via email or Twitter. The address and handle are supposed to be on your screen, but it's at NetAfricaCTV. Thank you so much for watching Network Africa today. I'm Cynthia Are.